Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ismahani, and today I will talk about my research proposal. My research proposal title is Diversity and Distribution of Pitcher Plant Family Nepenthes in Penang Hill. Basically, pitcher plant is a carnivorous plant species that have evolved to catch and consume insects and other small animals to supplement their nutrient requirements. There is limited current knowledge on the diversity and distribution of pitcher plant in Penang Hill, a biodiversity hotspot located in Penang Hill, Malaysia. This study to aim and address the knowledge gap by investigating the diversity and distribution of pitcher plant in Penang Hill and identifying potential conservation and management strategy for this important organism. Next is my objective. My objective of this research is to conduct a comprehensive diversity and distribution of Nepenthes plant in Penang Hill. Second is to identify the distribution pattern and habitat preference of Nepenthes species in Penang Hill. Third is to assess the conservation status of Nepenthes plant in Penang Hill and identify the potential threat that they may face. Last but not least, to propose conservation strategy for Nepenthes plant in Penang Hill, taking into consideration their distribution, habitat preference, and conservation status. Next is problem statement. I will just give the point. Despite the importance to the ecosystem, there is a lack of information of the diversity. That's why I'm doing the research in Penang Hill to know what the challenge they face. Second is to understanding of the role of this plant in the ecosystem. Next is to address this gap in knowledge. This study will provide a comprehensive analysis of the diversity and distribution of Nepenthes plant in Penang Hill. So, by understanding the distribution pattern and habitat preference of this species in Penang Hill, this study will contribute to the development of targeted conservation strategy for these essential components of the ecosystem. Research significance is this study will provide a comprehensive inventory of pitcher plants in Penang Hill, which is currently lacking in the literature. The GIS-based distribution map will provide important information for conservation planning and management. This study will shed light on the ecological requirements of pitcher plant in Penang Hill, which will be essential for their conservation and management. This study will also provide a scientific basic for the development of conservation and management strategy for pitcher plant in Penang Hill, which is an important step in preserving the rich diversity of this ecosystem. Moving to my literature review. So, pitcher plant play a vital role in the ecosystem by attracting and catching insects, which serve as a food source and way of distributing nutrients throughout the ecosystem. Additionally, they are important indicator of the health and diversity of the ecosystem, and their presence can be used as a measure to assess the ecological health of the area. Despite being important in ecological indicator, there is a gap in our knowledge of the diversity and distribution of pitcher plant in Penang Hill. Additionally, there is a lack of research on the conservation and management of this important organism and a need to better understand the ecological requirement. So my question is, as a research is the proposed study aimed to address the knowledge gaps by investigating the diversity and distribution of pitcher plant in Penang Hill and by identifying the ecological requirement and conservation needs of this plant. Pitcher plant contribution to existing is by providing a comprehensive inventory of pitcher plant in Penang Hill. The proposed study will contribute to the growing body of knowledge on the diversity and conservation of carnivorous plants in Malaysia. Additionally, the study will provide new insight into the ecological significance of pitcher plants and their role in the ecosystem and contribute to our understanding of the conservation and management of this important organism. The proposed study will significantly contribute to the conservation and management of pitcher plant in Penang Hill, a biodiversity hotspot in Malaysia, by filling the knowledge gap on the diversity and distribution of these plants and addressing the conservation and management needs. The proposed study will provide valuable insight for conservation effort in the area. Additionally, the study will also contribute to the growing body of knowledge on the ecology and conservation of carnivorous plants in Malaysia and provide a scientific basis for the establishment of conservation policy and management practice for this important organism. So this is my methodology. Moving on to expected outcomes. The proposed research will provide a comprehensive understanding of the diversity and distribution of pitcher plant in Penang Hill and identify critical habitat area. The study will also determine the ecological requirement and conservation need of pitcher plants in Penang Hill and formulate conservation and management strategy for these plants. The study will also provide new knowledge on the ecology and conservation of carnivorous plants in Malaysia, contributing to the growing body of knowledge on the diversity and conservation of this important organism. This is my budget for my research proposal. Basically, it's involved three expenses, which is transportation and my personal need and for the equipment to do this research. This is my Gantt chart. Next is my milestone. Thank you for your time and consideration. I hope this proposal has provided a clear overview of the research on diversity and distribution of pitcher plant in Penang Hill.